Daddy sang bass, Mama sang tenor. Chuck Loaf here, 1200 Films Podcast, all horror, all the time, because that's how I like it. Not much as I like a nice steamy hot hash brown, but that's another story for another day. Of course, the rating scale on the bottom, dumpster fire filth garbage, and then it goes up all the way to can't quite recommend, and then okay if desperate, and then put it on the watch list, and then put it on top of the watch list. I think all 5 of those are going to have a representative today. Let's start with 2019's She Walks the Woods. It's a random little movie I found on Amazon. I watched it, and then a couple days later, I just was randomly looking for a horror movie podcast to watch. And I found this one, and I listened to it. And because each episode they cover, I couldn't remember the name of it, but they cover a different horror movie. So I eventually thumbed through and found them one I felt like listening about. So I listened to this podcast, and they said, please donate to our GoFundMe. We're trying to make a movie called She Walks the Woods. It's like, well, I just happened to watch that film. But I'm glad I didn't have an opportunity to donate because this movie was garbage. This group of friends and this chick are out in the woods and they get stalked by this humanoid thing. The thing looked like it was something from an Alice Cooper concert. About $5 and no imagination went into making this thing. So the destination was okay. The journey was okay, but the destination did not pay off. Yep, dumpster fire garbage. There was nothing on Rotten Tomatoes about this. IMDb gave this a 4.5 out of 10. That's, moving on. 2018, D-Railed. What a worthless title. How can this be any good? Rotten Tomatoes has nothing for a critic rating but an audience score of 76. I did not know this until after I had viewed it. You know what? This movie is not half bad. It's a creature feature movie. It starts with this fake murder mystery things on a train. By the time you get off, you got to figure out who did the killing. One of those deals, and killings start happening, and then it derails because the people that are getting murdered fight back and derail the train, and then it crashes into the water, and there's this creature in the water. It reminded me a lot of Sweetheart, which came out a year later, but this is kind of a notch down from Sweetheart, but still not bad. I'd say put it on the watch list. It's a watchable movie, and it's streaming on Amazon Prime. It claims to star Lance Hendrickson. He's in it for 3.7 minutes. Just so you know. But yep. 2017, Bad Blood. Nothing on Rotten Tomatoes. IMDb has this as a 4.2 out of 10. What piqued my interest was this is the first horror film that Xavier Samuel did since The Loved Ones. He was the star of that, and this is his next attempt at horror, and he could have done without this. He plays this successful writer, and then his twin, who he also plays, who was abandoned as a child, comes out of nowhere and tries to wreak havoc in his life. I'm so done with the dual roles. How many times has that ever been good? Besides season 3 of Fargo, when Ewan McGregor did it, I can't think of one. Not one time has character playing what really reminds me comes out is Gyllenhaal in the movie Enemy, where he played two complete strangers that just happened to look alike. That was one of the worst things he's ever done. But yeah, I cannot quite recommend this one. Moving on. Now, 2019, Joker. Critic rating, 68%, audience score 88. This was a very easily watchable movie. It was never boring. It was never dull. But being considered a great film, I don't know. And everyone says, well, he did such a good job playing Joker. Name someone who didn't do a good job playing Joker. You can't do it. Jack Nicholson was great playing Joker. Heath Ledger was great playing Joker, and so was Joaquin Phoenix. I'm sure if Ray Romano played Joker, he would do just fine too. I'm sure if Jim Carrey played Joker, he would do just fine too. I'm sure if Christopher Walken... Now, Harrison Ford probably wouldn't be a good Joker, but... Anyway, yes, he's this clown, and he's getting paid just enough, I guess, to squeak by. And he's got these weird friends, or I should say coworkers. He doesn't really have friends. He's friends with his mom, who is the mother from 6 Feet Under. And she's also been popping up in American Horror Story. I can't remember her name, though. But anyway. And then he kind of spirals out of control when his mom dies. Which is not giving away anything. It's in the first half hour. But yes, I would say put it on the watch list. It should be seen. But yeah, there's no rush. No rush. Wait for it to come on streaming, then check it out. 2019, Terror in the Skies, nothing on Rotten Tomatoes. IMDb has this as a 5.6 out of 10. This is the next in the series of Seth Breedlove documentaries, who does a lot of crypto, Bigfoot, alien stuff. This time he's doing flying creatures, like pterodactyls and thunderbirds and bat creatures that have been seen. Again, this was just fine. It was really good. It was entertaining. It was informative. Well covered. Nothing much bad I can say about it. If you have interest in this subject, I would definitely say put it on the watch list. If not, then you can tip it. Simple as that. But I liked it, so I'd put it on the watch list. Because I'm into that crypto stuff. Then we got 2019 Trick. Critic rating of 30%, audience score 49, starring Omar Epps. Yes, he's still alive, still kicking, still making movies. Looks pretty much the same as he did 20 years ago too. This movie was a little too similar to Halloween, but it was violent, and fast-paced, and entertaining, albeit unoriginal. But what happens is this kid at a Halloween party, he's probably 16, 17, and he just loses his mind and starts killing people, and he gets stabbed and he's at the hospital, but then he escapes because he jumps out a window and splats on the pavement, he then runs in the river and somehow survives. But then every Halloween the murders pick up again, which again is the Halloween comparison, because that's exactly what happened with Michael Myers. But yeah, it's you know what, it's okay if desperate. It's worth a viewing, and it's on Hulu. And don't forget, it's got Omar Epps. God damn it. But now it's time for the feature review of The Nightingale.
The little bird thought she was going to die out there in the forest. Suddenly, she was free.
You can put this one on top of any watch list. The Nightingale. Critic rating 87%, audience score is 73. This was directed by Jennifer Kent, who also did The Babadook, which a lot of people love, which I thought was complete predictable garbage. But anyway, this movie was super badass, super violent, even though the storyline is like every Western film ever. It's a revenge movie, which is fine, but it was still interesting at every step. It's set in the 1800s, I guess, I think, in Australia, and this general, he's a dick. And this woman and her husband, and they have a child, and they're just looking to have a place somewhere, and the general comes by and has his way, let's say, and then so the woman wants some retribution, and she's gonna get it, and so she hires one of the Aborigines to help guide her, and she, of course, comes across pitfalls every step of the way, almost, to go get some payback on this general who went crazy. But yeah, gosh, it is a long movie, and the ending was not quite what I expected, but was still satisfying. So I'll give it a point for that. But overall, unbelievable, well made, excellent. If I had definitely seen this last year when it came out, this would probably be in my top 3. My top 3 overall, you know. It'd probably be at number 3, but it would be in my top 3. So yeah, well made, awesome. Nightingale. On the next one, we finally are going to watch Ready or Not, another one I should have watched last year. Then we got Trespassers. We got one called Mary, who stars Gary Oldman. I'm interested to see how he does in horror, the horror genre. Then we got one called The Golden Glove, which was on the same list that recommended Antrim, which I thoroughly enjoyed, so I'm looking to see how this one is. We got one called Lutz. It's a horror film. One of the 3 hosts put Lutz as his number 2 top film of 2019. So we'll see. And then we might get to 3 from Hell. And then Dr. Sleep. The Stephen King movie, the sequel. The sequel to The Shining, which came out 40 years after the original. And they wonder why it bombed at the box office. You know what? Maybe we should do a sequel to The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, which came out in 1952. It's only been 70 years. You know, it's even though the whole crew from the original Shining is still alive, but it was just too late. And none of them were in this one. Not that I don't think. But anyway, until we meet again.